And we're pending, and we're pending, and we're pending. Recording! Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going?
It's going.
It's going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Ramble. I am your host with the most, Mr. Garrett M. La Laguna. The M this week stands for maniacal. Maniacal laughter. Because I got plans for all of you. And my co host with the most is Mr. Tony S. Burgess. The S this week stands for
Sexy.
sexy. Tony Sexy Burgess. I
Woohoo.
guess, yeah.
That's it.
I guess you're pretty sexy when you got your own place, huh?
I hope so. Or I will be. Yes. Yes.
Pretty soon here. So,
Yeah.
but Tony, you are a very happy Packers fan right now. Tell us why you are a very happy Packers fan right now.
Because the pack is back. Or are back. Rodgers is back with the team. Revised contract. He's happy, sort of. I mean, he had his little he vented, he told everyone what was going on, and then the GM also told his side, and yeah, it does seem, now you can give your own perspective as to how you would view the situation. I mean, yeah, I do think Rogers or anyone of that star caliber should have some input into the roster, especially a quarterback.
Yep.
Not necessarily like a receiver or something, but if you're a quarterback and you're a star quarterback, you're a Hall of Famer quarterback, just simply going to the GM being like, hey, can we bring back this guy? Or hey, can we go and try to reach out and sign this guy because he would be a good locker room person or something? Like, yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem too crazy, but
No,
apparently
no,
that's
absolutely
that's
not.
that apparently Rogers had no say in anything in his entire tenure in Green Bay, which kind of breaks my heart into the fact of I wonder how many Super Bowls we would have if he did have more of an input. But
Right. If they would have actually taken up his suggestions or his wants and needs, and instead of last year and going and getting a Jordan Love with a first round draft pick, go out and get a potential playmaker. Go out and get
in
another star wide receiver, somebody like that, somebody that can really
yeah,
contribute now instead of hoping he can contribute in 2022, 2023,
and
sometime
yeah,
down the road. Now, the Packers did do well with
we've
Rodgers
done
doing the
well.
same thing.
Yeah,
And I think they were hoping to do the same thing because you have somebody like, Brett Favre teaching Rodgers. Now you got Rodgers teaching Jordan Love. So you're
yeah.
hoping to get the same sort of
Well,
uh
transition.
similar transitions there and the similarities there. But I'm sorry, man, when you went out and got Rodgers, Favre was getting pretty up there in his
Yeah,
career. It's looking like he was at that point where it's just like, dude, you need to retire at this point. You're good. Go away.
yeah,
But Rogers, he's still fairly
yeah.
young, 37, right?
He's 37,
36?
and I mean the biggest thing is he literally was just the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
So I mean, he can't say there's any sort of downward trajectory of his career right now.
And how much better would he be if they actually went out and got him
Um,
playmakers?
yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing. Part of the deal with bringing him back uh, was also bringing back Randall Cobb, training
Yep.
for him.
Yep. I saw
And
that.
it's funny, and even the GM admitted that that we brought him back because Rogers wanted him. And Cobb is great. I love him, and it's
Mhm.
funny to me because now I bet you Cobb is going to come back now. We also have we have the third round receiver we drafted, Amari Rogers, and then we also have a receiver, Devin Funchess, who was not playing last year because of COVID.
Mhm.
He's playing this year too. So
He
actually, our
was great
receiving,
when he was in
yeah,
Carolina.
our receiving depth now is actually quite decent.
Yeah.
And now it's just gonna be funny to me because now I bet like the fact that Rodgers finally got his way and got one player back, now they're gonna go and win the Super Bowl, and then he's gonna be like, see, look what happens when I get some control.
Right.
Um, And so it's
But then the
who knows?
question then remains is if they win the Super Bowl, do they really try hard to keep him around next
I
season,
know.
or do they allow him to just go?
Well, it's not a. I mean, his contract is still 2 years technically.
Yeah, they
Um,
Packers do
so
still have all
we
the power
still
here.
you still have all the power, and who knows? I don't want to lose him for nothing. If we trade him, I want a shitload of return. Um, but at least for this season, Super Bowl baby, Super Bowl.
I could absolutely see that, and with him and Devontae putting up the last dance stuff
It literally is like a
on their
last
Twitters.
dance.
Yeah, they're sitting there just like at this point it's Super Bowl or bust. So at this point, take all the Packers first round.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, yeah. And I did a Super Bowl bet on the Packers to win the Super Bowl a couple months ago, or not a couple months, probably a month ago, and they were 17-1 odds. So I put $100 down, and now they're like 12-1. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see. Um, it's exciting, but anyway,
definitely.
we can talk about the AFC North now.
Yeah. So that was kind of, us just kind of wrapping up what happened
Yeah.
last week. But here this week, we are talking about the AFC North, the counterparts to last week's NFC North chat. So we're talking Steelers, we're talking Bungles, we're talking Ravens, we're talking Browns today. It's actually a relatively decent division, and it could be a dark horse division, I think, for one of the best in the league this year.
Hmm.
When you really look at it, yeah, the Steelers had a rough end to last year, starting off eight and what was it like? No, they went like 12-1, didn't they?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
And then they ended off the season like 12-4, 12-4, something like that.
Yeah.
They had a hell of a run at the start of the season and just a really terrible end of the season. The Steelers, though, this year, they have lost James Conner, but they did replace him. We'll get to that. They did also release David DeCastro, which I thought was a really decent guard,
Yeah.
as well as Alejandro Villanueva, which we'll get to him here in a second. I know I didn't put that on the list here, but I did remember that because he ended up with the Ravens, and within
Hmm.
about a week of him ended up with the Ravens, he started talking massive amounts of shit about the Steelers.
Right.
But getting to the Steelers and whatnot, uh, quarterback situation, there's no real question there. It's Ben Roethlisberger. It's still his team. There is no moving on from him. They have nobody viable to move on from him to.
Hmm.
I
No,
mean,
they don't.
yeah, they really do have to start
They
preparing
still
for
have
the
Mason
future, though.
Randolph, right?
Yeah, they still got Mason
Rudolph
Randolph, but I
or
mean
Rudolph, I guess.
Rudolph, yeah. But I mean, is he the savior of this team? Is he in
He
any
had
way
his time
better
to
than a?
play, and he was
Yeah,
kind of mediocre.
yeah. He was not that great. But getting to the running back position, though, they did replace James Conner with Najee Harris, and I think that's a really good pickup.
Yeah, first
Saves
rounder.
them so, yep, saves them some money because James Conner was going to be, a free agent this year. Wanted all sorts of money, ended up getting that from Arizona. So they went with Najee Harris in the first round. And really, this dude has to produce right off the bat, man. To be a first round draft pick as a running back, you
Yeah.
really have to stand out. You really have to be good. So let's see what this guy can do. They lost two of their big linemen. So it doesn't give me a lot of hope for them necessarily in
Hmm.
Najee, but who knows? He it could not matter at all. He could be the next Christian McCaffrey.
Very well could. We'll see. That's would you draft him?
Uh Given where he's going right now in drafts, no. Because a lot of people are still saying he's a first round draft pick. A lot of people are projecting him to be a first round draft pick, high second round draft pick.
Yeah.
If he falls to me in like the third round or something, I would probably consider that.
It's hard drafting rookies. They're a total question mark. You don't know
Yeah,
what they're going to do.
especially with a team where they lost, 2/5 of their offensive line. and
Yep.
it was the better 2/5 of their offensive line too. So who knows? They did also get Kalen Balaj from Arizona, so they basically just swapped running backs with Arizona. Pat Furmuth?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Firemouth. Pat Firemouth. Second round draft pick, tight end for the Steelers this year. A lot of people are pretty high on him, thinking that he's going to be the pass catcher guy, whereas Eric Ebron is going to be the run blocker,
Well,
which
Eric
that's great
Ebron
for
had,
Eric.
yeah, he had some great, or last couple, or at least I don't know if he did good last year or not, but the year before he definitely put up some good numbers, pass or receiving yards. Um, but yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have to take the entire workload,
Yeah,
good
I
for him.
mean, Ebron last year was the 14th overall
Okay, Bill's
tight
back.
end, so he did fairly well.
Yep.
Not necessarily one of those guys that you want to look at starting for your team, but
Hmm.
as a good flex option or a streamer option, that's what I meant to say. Not a bad call.
Not fun.
Bringing back all their wide receivers. Juju's back. They re-signed him to a 1-year deal. James Washington is back. That's okay. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, they're back. These are between Juju, Johnson, and Claypool. They are three amazing wide receivers set to have a huge year this year, I believe. Especially if Ben can stay healthy.
Yeah,
Only
no,
really if Ben can stay healthy.
I was actually surprised he came back for another season. That dude is also up there in age.
Dude,
He's
he
been
was drafted in 2004. I want to say the
he was
same year
drafted in the
as,
Giants or if Eli.
yeah, he was drafted the same year as Eli and
Yeah,
Philip Rivers.
yeah. So he's still hanging on.
He is like the last of them soldiers. And I'm thinking he's hoping he can have a Tom Brady-esque run,
Yeah.
give him another 5, 6 years.
Yep. No, he's been beaten up a good bit over his career too.
Oh,
He's
his
a big
entire
guy, but
career
he's
every
been
year.
just yeah. He always held on to the ball way too long, which is kind of his thing. Because it was always so hard to take him down, being so
Yep.
big. But yeah, no, we'll see how he does. He has to be 40.
Yeah, I want to say he's somewhere around 39 to 40 years old.
Yeah.
Let me see here. See if I can find something real quick on him. So let's see. Ben Roethlisberger. He is currently 39 years old.
Okay.
Born in Ohio. I did not
Yep.
know that.
Yeah, that's where he went to college. It was one of the MAC schools.
Ah,
Um, oh, it was Ohio University, I think.
right on. Cool. So they're they really tried to focus on defense. It seems like their first 4 picks, the Steelers, went offense in the draft this year, but then they really focused on defense with the last 6 and really trying to secure up that defense. Because you got a high powered division that you're going up against, especially with the next team, the team that I think is going to win the division this year, the Ravens. Their only real big signing this year was Sammy Watkins, but I think that is going to be huge for them.
It'd be a good pick. But it's just a matter of Lamar, right, being a total passing quarterback, which he did a lot more of last year.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely seems like he was forced into a pass heavy role as opposed to a being able to just tuck and go.
Yeah.
But he needs to do that to be a really viable quarterback option in the league. Yeah, you can have a running back quarterback all day long, but his production took a hell of a dip last year, and it's because he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to this year or last year. This year, on the other hand, between Hollywood Brown, they also drafted Rashad Bateman in the first round, pick number 27. They got Sammy Watkins from the Chefs
Yep.
and Tylan Wallace in the fourth round, pick number 26. So not really holding out too terribly much hope for Wallace necessarily, but Rashad Bateman is really good. And I think he was really underrated coming into the draft this year, which is why you saw him still get picked up in the first round when he probably should have been a second round wide receiver.
Where do you know what school?
Not offhand.
I just wondered. I forget.
Yeah, I forget too offhand, but I mean, I might be able to find something real quick. We can see what's up. If you want to talk about the running back situation there.
Dobbins.
Yeah.
Dobbins.
You really
I
only
don't.
got Dobbins.
Dobbins.
J.K.
Dobbins.
Dobbins.
I don't even remember. I remember his name, but that's all I only know much about him, really. To be quite
I
honest.
mean, last year he was the backup behind Evan Ingram.
Okay.
So he had he had a couple opportunities later in the year to shine, but he never really had that like blowout moment, that moment where he really, hey, I'm here, everybody, look at me. This is
Yeah.
awesome. He never had a situation like that. But I think they saw enough last year at the end of the season to see he went to Minnesota. Rashad Bateman went to Minnesota, by the
Uh.
way.
Okay.
Uh oh God, what is that? Things are playing. Why are things playing in my ear? Stop it. Uh yeah, oh God, what was I saying? Dobbins, yeah.
Dobbins.
He had shining later on in the season, but I guess it was enough to impress the team to, let Ingram go. They let him go off and do his thing. So now Dobbins is the number one guy back there. Honestly, I might end up looking at Dobbins ahead of Najee personally.
Uh. Yeah. Go for it. I don't think I would do that, but
Personal opinion, yeah.
personal
And
opinion.
then the tight end on this team, Mark Andrews, I think he could have a slightly fall off year.
What?
Especially now. Like, don't get me wrong, Mark Andrews is great. He is a phenomenal talent, best pass catcher on that team. However, now with Hollywood Brown, Bateman, Watkins, I think they're trying to go more to wide receivers. I think they're trying to get away from the quick little dunk down, oh shit type passes.
Yeah.
And they'll use Mark Andrews more strategically. But I could see him potentially having a down year this year compared to last year. And it doesn't seem like, though, NFL agrees with me.
No, I don't think anyone agrees with you, Garrett. I don't agree with
Yeah.
you.
He was number 6 last year. They're projecting him for number 5 this year. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he is a top 7 tight end. I feel like he could very well be top 5 too, but I mean, I guess when you look at it, if he was level 6 last year, or if he was number 6 last year, and I think he could be number 5, I guess it is a better year, but
hmm Yeah, we'll see.
does he have more points than he did the year before? Maybe he does better, but he doesn't have enough points because there's a full out fall off at the tight end position. Who the hell knows? All I know is that I'm going to win this year. That's all that really matters.
That's the one thing we all know is not true. But
Oh God.
mm, yeah, I know you're not gonna win a game.
Oh God, what is going on right now?
What are you?
Am I
What's
still
going on?
here? Yeah,
Yes.
things are
Are you
like
okay?
disconnecting randomly and popping and
Ghosts.
ghosts. I'm going to go with ghosts. So let's go on to our next team. We got the Brownies.
The brownies.
And they really tried to focus on defense this year. They have a good offense. They have, Baker Mayfield, solid quarterback. He really is. At the end of the day, fairly decent.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, two of the best running backs in the league, and probably one of the best duos
Yeah.
in the league, if not the best. Absolutely.
Agreed. And the receivers are good. Tight ends are good. I mean, and their defense is great too. They are very, very, very solid team on paper.
Yeah, on paper, they just need to put it all together and have that solid season where they put it all together. Hopefully, don't deal with any injuries like OBJ dealt with last year. Because if they can have like a full complement, I mean, Mayfield, Chubb, Hunt, and Njoku and Austin Hooper at tight end. They're fairly good. I thought Njoku would be better than he's been, but he's very unhappy with the Browns right now and doesn't want to play for them. So Austin Hooper is probably a really smart pickup this year. Landry and OBJ are probably going to be great pickups as well. And the Brownies defense, man, I would probably draft the Browns defense.
Yeah. No, was it Jadavian Clowney?
Yeah, they got Jadeveon
Frickin'
Clowney, they got Sheldon Richardson, they got a bunch of hog mollies in the middle of that offensive or defensive line there. That's just gonna wreak havoc. Them Miles Garrett there. I think they still have Olivier
wait, they
Vernon.
don't have Jadavian Clowney, do they?
No, they do.
They do.
They signed
And
him
Miles
this off.
Garrett.
Yeah.
That's in. That's
I
cheating.
I
That
am
is
like
cheating.
93.7% sure that that is the situation there.
That would be cheating.
They are going to have a killer defense this year, so we'll definitely see what happens there. But I mean, they had a fairly solid defense last year, and naturally, I did not get defensive rankings.
What?
Do you know? So sidebar, real quick, this whole freaking script got deleted on me.
Oh
Like
no.
I filled it out on Tuesday. I did everything on like Tuesday this week, and then yeah, like I open up the document this morning and it is completely blank. So
All
so
right.
I did everything again this morning. So I forgot the defense, but yeah, I think the Browns defense is going to be fairly good this year. And last but not least, we have the team where my autocorrect went from the Bengals to the Bungles. So that shows you how good this team is probably going to be.
Yeah.
But a little bit of news with these guys after Joe Burrow broke his whole freaking leg last year, it seemed. He's been cleared to participate in all practice.
Yeah, he won't be in the preseason from what I've heard,
No, I imagine he
but he'll
wouldn't.
be there probably week 1, which is impressive. I mean, I think he got hurt in November last year and it was a pretty scary injury.
I thought it was like week 3 or 4. It was fairly early in the season. He didn't play terribly much.
Mm, agree to disagree.
Yeah, yeah, whatever. Doesn't really matter. All we know is that he did break his leg last year, like every tendon in his leg. So, yeah, it's good to see him back out on the field. It's good to see him moving around. I have personally experienced tearing like meniscus, ACL, MCL, PCL, and muscles in your leg, and it's not fun. It's not. So good on him. Hopefully he comes back just as strong. However, I don't think this team is going to be that terribly good. Their quarterback will obviously be Joe Burrow. Running back is going to be Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon, he's been hanging around for a while, but he's been very consistent.
He's been consistently like top 10 for the past several
Yeah.
years, I want to say. What
Yep.
did he I guess last year was a little bit of a fall off year cuz I think he got injured too. I'm pretty sure he was dealing with some
Probably.
shit last year, but yeah, I mean he was the 47th ranked running back last year, so not great. But then they got Drew Sample at tight end.
That's a
Eh,
funny last name. Sample.
yeah, yeah. Last year we only got a sample of what he could do, and this year I feel we'll get a bigger sample. Wide receiver core this year. Wide receiver core could be good. You got
I'm
Tyler
excited.
Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, first rounder, fifth overall pick, and Joe Burrow's ex LSU teammate.
That could be huge, having that chemistry.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited for that. Like, I would consider Jamar Chase as a pretty decent pick in fantasy for that.
I would probably only look at Jamar Chase if he was still around in like the 7th round.
You cry.
I don't have that much faith in Burrow and that whole offense.
I don't have faith in you.
Okay, that's fair. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, shoot. JK, I have all the faith in you. You can do it.
No, probably not. Not without breaking a lot of things first. But yeah, that was the bungle. Oh, and I guess they got T Higgins too, which he is actually they're projecting him to be fairly decent this year too. Somebody that people want to probably keep an eye out for. But yeah, I mean that's our divisional breakdown for the AFC North here. As far as rankings from last year to this year, Big Ben, they're projecting him to stay pretty consistent. He was 15 last year, projecting him for 16 this year. Definitely a backup quarterback if you so choose to have a second quarterback on your team.
Right.
The only quarterback that I would really draft from this division, though, obviously Lamar Jackson. 8th last year, they're projecting him to be number 6 this year. Hopefully, he gets a little bit more passing yards this year to help out with that sort of situation. Baker Mayfield, 19th last year, projected for 13th this year.
Okay.
I think he had a down year last year because of the OBJ injuries and Joe Mixon injuries, and or no, that's a different team. But the OBJ injury and the inconsistency at the running back position too, because there were injuries there as well. I want to say Chubb was dealing with some injuries last year as well.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of questions there, but I would probably draft Baker Mayfield. I would probably look at him as a
You'll
starter
get,
this year too.
well, I still want to draft him probably.
I would draft him come like 10th round.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who knows?
That's fair.
Joe Burrow, they're projecting him for 19th last year. Didn't really have any rankings because he blew up his leg.
He did blow it up, but I do think he will. If he plays all year, I think he will be better than 19.
He definitely could be. I see
12.
more than 13 other quarterbacks in the league that he is definitely better than. I could see Joe Burrow being a top 15, top 16 guy. So
Yeah.
don't hold much hope for him, but he could be that surprise, that dark horse.
He could.
Running backs go. Najee Harris is not ranked yet. He's a rookie. Kalen Balaj on that team was 46 last year, ranked projected for 55 this year. Not really holding out much hope because it's going to be Harris. Oh, a lot of people are also comparing Najee Harris and what he's done to like Franco Harris, which I find as a little surprising right now. A
Interesting
lot of people are
comparison.
saying he could be the next Franco Harris.
All right.
So, yeah, dropping balls on the ground and miraculously picking them up and saying that they're complete. If you know, you know.
Moving on. Dobbins.
Dobbins, 25th last year, projected for number 22 this year. Not terribly great, but I mean, he could be a flex guy. He could definitely be a flex guy. I think he could actually be end up being better than 22, especially if Jackson starts passing the ball better and not having to just tuck the ball and go.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Dobbins having a bigger year than that. Chubb and Hunt last year, man, number 10 and number 11.
Yeah, but
That's
what's up with the projection for Hunt this year though?
I think they're just hoping that Chubb is going to stay healthy all year and be the majority of the workload guy, and Hunt is going to fall off again because
35. They have him at
yep,
35.
35th ranked running back. He'll definitely be drafted though. I see by Aaron calling it now.
A Rom.
Ron going to draft us some Hunt. And then Joe Mixon was 47th last year, projected for number 16 this year.
Injuries. That's the reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. Hopefully a lot of people stay healthy this year. When you consider all the injuries, especially last year, week 2, and the fact that they had no preseason last year, I'm hoping that preseason and training camp will stop a lot of these injuries from happening.
Yeah, agreed. I do too.
Here's hoping. Tight ends, Firemouth is not ranked. He's a rookie. Eric Ebron was 14th last year, projected for number 9 this year. So they're thinking he's going to take a step up, which
There you go.
don't see why, but okay. Okay. Andrews 6th last year, projected for number 5, and Joku 45 last year, projected for 43. So he's kind of a non-factor.
Yeah.
Austin Hooper was 20th last year, projected for number
Yeah.
10.
They project him to go off for Baker Mayfield and the Browns.
Yep, yep, absolutely. And Drew Sample is going to take a step down, apparently. 29th last year, looking at number 40 for him this year.
Hmm.
I don't know. I definitely sure as hell don't see 40. So
I don't know.
who knows what's going to happen there. Wide receivers, though, wide receivers in this division are not bad. There's actually quite a few, like, top 36
Yeah.
wide receivers in this division. So Juju, 17th last year, 23rd projected this year. Washington, non-factor, 71 last year, 99th this year. Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool were 20 and 21 respectively
Deontay
last year.
Johnson is projected 8.
8th. They're thinking he is going to blow up this year. And a lot of people are agreeing with that.
I guess so. I will not
Yeah.
be one of those people.
No, I would definitely. That's somebody that I would not draft. I'd probably let him stick personally if I had my, way. I would not want to see him drafted. I would wait until week 1 or week 2, see what he does, and base what I do on that.
Mm-hmm.
What Ben is doing and what he wants to do. Chase Claypool, they're thinking is going to drop off though from 21 last year to 48 this year.
I don't know
I
if
don't
he'll
see
drop off that much.
I don't see that much of a drop off. I could see Juju Johnson and Claypool all being top 30 wide receivers. Maybe not Johnson at number 8, but I could see all of them being in the upper teens to 20s.
Agreed. I agree with that. I concur.
Hollywood Brown, 33 last year, 31 this year. Not really holding out too terribly much hope.
Yeah, I had high hopes for him at the big in his rookie year, and he's been meh. He gets big plays,
Yeah.
but he doesn't get many catches. And I think that's has a lot to do with Lamar Jackson being quarterback and being more of a running back as opposed to actually passing it to
Mm.
downfield um to Hollywood Brown. Normally, it's just if he is passing it, it's to Mark Andrews just to dump it off. So,
Yep.
uh, yeah, maybe a different situation he would do more, but I'm not projecting more than 31. Really.
Yeah, I could see him being a top 36 wide receiver, but yeah, not anything special. Bateman, rookie, unranked right now. Watkins, they're not thinking he's going to do much. Watkins had a killer start to last year, but kind of fell off with the Chef's offense, and he ended up at number 83 last year, and he's not projected to be more than number 72.
I also don't agree necessarily with that, but
Yep.
I
And
mean,
then, go
well,
ahead.
as I say, with Watkins last year, I mean, he was on the Chiefs, which had a plethora of receivers. Um, and so I
Tyreek Hill,
understood.
McCole
Yeah,
Holdman.
I understand why he was not not ranked that high, but now he's on the Ravens, which again, though, he doesn't have Mahomes at quarterback anymore, so that'll hurt. Uh, and
I
but
see better than 70s
yeah, but
though. I could see
there's
top
not that
50.
many other receivers on that team. Well, they got the first rounder, and
Yep.
well, who knows?
Honestly though, I mean, besides, the prospect of what Bateman could be, I think Watkins could very well be the best wide receiver on this team. If Bateman lives up to his potential, Bateman is the best wide receiver on this team. But as of right now, I think Watkins is. And I think
Yep.
Watkins is going to be the guy,
Okay.
at least to start off the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then again, this Wallace kid, Tylan Wallace, is a rookie and kind of unprojected right now. With the
Yep.
Browns, Landry was 32 last year, projecting him to be 20 this year. So
Yeah, he's a good receiver. I still like drafting him. He's very pretty reliable guy.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And OBJ, OBJ was
He's
kind
not
of shite
consistent.
last year.
He's not
Ha-
consistent.
yep, had some injuries. Only played 7 games last year total. Uh, he's projected to be number 35 this year. I think he could actually be better if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
I could still see him being a top 20 wide receiver. I think a lot of people are sleeping on OBJ. Yes, as as a Giants fan, I still feel a little scorned by him, but it's not really his fault what happened there. It's Dave Gettleman's hashtag fire Gettleman. Uh, but yeah, I think OBJ can definitely be a top 20 wide receiver. And I think that where he's going ADP, in like the 8th, 9th round right now is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then you got Donovan Peoples Jones there, 99th last year, ranked well into the hundreds this year, just a non factor. It's going to be a Landry and OBJ type team.
Definitely.
That's really going to be it. Uh, then you got Tyler Boyd, 27th last year. They're thinking he's got to take a step down and end up at 56 last year
I
because
don't necessarily agree with that. I mean,
I
yeah, Jamar
do.
Chase is there, but who else is there?
T. Higgins did really good last year. He was a rookie last year, ended up 30th with shitty quarterback play, to say the least, especially after Burrow went down.
After Burrow went down, it was very shitty.
So I think Higgins could be a fairly good dark horse wide receiver this year. You never know.
You never know.
So cool. And as I said, don't have defenses, don't have kickers. Draft one. Probably not one of these teams, though.
Right.
Except for
Yep.
maybe that Browns defense. Browns defense. And
That
I
Browns
guess the
defense is
Steelers
solid.
defense
You never can
was
go wrong with the
fairly
Steelers.
good
You can never
last
go
year,
wrong with the
too.
Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. All that said, now that done and out of the way, now time for a little bit of house cleaning.
House cleaning.
Next week is our company
Cook off.
cook off, not cook off, summer party.
But I'm pretty sure it's
Not,
called cook off. No.
is it a cook off? Because I figure cook off is like a chili cook off type thing where it's a
Summer
competition.
Westminster Office Summer Cookout.
Cook out.
I stand
Okay. So the cookout is next week. I'm thinking what we're going to do to determine draft order is everybody is going to go ahead and submit one song that represents them to the best of their ability. And at that cookout, when me, Tony, Aaron, possibly some of the other guys here, Tafoya, when you guys are all here, we'll run through the playlist. I'll add all the songs into a playlist. We'll hit shuffle, and then we'll count down first song. That'll be the 10th pick. Second song will be, and we'll do a count up to the number 1 draft pick.
I like it.
What do you
I
think?
like it. Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. It'd be a lot of fun.
Cool.
Let's do it.
And then next week, I am going to start sending out emails for fees as well. We'll do the same thing as last year with PayPal. So yeah, get ready for that. And I swear to God, if you guys make me eat the fees and you guys, instead of giving me the full $10, gives me $9 and like 60 something cents, I'm gonna be pissed and I'm gonna slap 60 cents at all of you. Anybody that does that. So I'll make a quick little video or something if you guys want. That's like this is how you do it.
I don't
Just
think
to
that's
make
necessary.
sure.
I think it's
Well,
okay.
last year 4 or 5 people did that. And it's like, you SOBs. So cool. That is the situation. So I believe as of next Friday, we will officially have draft order. And as far as draft time period goes, I know that your birthday, Mr. Tony, is that Labor
Mm-hmm.
Day weekend time period, right?
Yep.
Are you planning on leaving, going anywhere, doing anything as
No.
of now?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, but I would probably be doing stuff at nighttime, like Friday night, Saturday night, um, or Sunday
What if
night.
we were to try and do something like Saturday morning,
Yeah, anything in
like
the morning or
10
afternoon probably should
a.m.?
be fine.
Yeah, I'm wondering like Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time or 9 a.m. Mountain Time. That gives us a little bit of time to wake up out here on the in Mountain Time, and then it's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. That allows them to still have the day ahead of them.
Yeah, yeah, I'm cool with that. Um, yeah,
So, um, I'll throw up some communication on the website and see what people have to say about that.
cool.
So, I think that is it. We're relatively done. You good?
I'm good
I'm good.
and sexy.
Cool. So, this was our NFC or AFC North preview. Next week we will be coming with the NFC East. Yeah, talking about Giants right there.
G-man.
Yep, a lot of news in the NFC East going on right now. A ton of shit happened with the Eagles and what they're looking at doing. You got Dak Prescott back now with the Cowboys. You got Saquon Barkley back now with the Giants, as well as Kenny Galladay, and just Fitz magic going on with the Reds or the Washington football teams. Can't say the other word. So, yeah, big show next week. But as for this week, I think we are good. So, for my co host, Mr. Tony Sexy Burgess,
Oh yeah.
I am Mr. Garrett M. La Laguna, and the M stands for malicious, right?
I think you
So,
changed that.
did I change it?
Yeah.
Uh, well,
It's not
malarkey.
malarkey. There you go.
I thought I was gonna put a malicious beating on everybody this year.
No, you had. I don't know. Go look at the recording.
Yeah, I'll watch the recording again because I watch my recordings. Don't know about the rest of you. Actually, I know that Jen does. Jen actually talked to me this week about the recording, so good on you, Jen. Thank you. I appreciate it. You get 5 bonus points. I don't know for what, or for when, or for why, but you get 5 bonus points. So cool. Tony, you good?
I'm good.
I'm good. So we are now signing off. We will see you guys next week, and we will come with NFC East preview as well as a draft order show. We'll
Woo.
figure that out and we'll let you guys know. Have a good one. In the meantime, we will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Bye.